What if you could go to your piano today, and whether you are a beginner level piano player, an intermediate level piano player, or an advanced level piano player, sit down and play something like this? What are we doing? How can you do that? In this video, I'm going to show you, and we are going to talk about it and look at it in 3 different levels. So beginner level, intermediate level, and advanced level. So whatever level you feel like you're at, this video is for you. Let's dive into it. First, let me introduce myself really fast. If you don't know me, my name is Matt Hodge, and for the last 15 years, I've been a music professor and a professional piano player and a private piano coach, and I love helping people on their piano journeys, whatever level you are at. So, what are we doing today? First off, we have to understand a simple concept that is actually really beautiful to find on the piano. There is a specific type of scale that musicians love to play on, and there's a reason why. It's called the pentatonic scale. Now, in music, oftentimes we learn major scales and minor scales, scales that usually have 8 notes. That's the C major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A pentatonic scale uses only 5 different notes. And what it does is it takes the major scale and it uses 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and then the top note is just the 1 again, the 8. So really 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So a 5-note scale. Now, why on the piano is this so beautiful to find? Because on a piano, you have white keys and you have black keys, and the black keys create a pentatonic scale. When you play and you start on a G flat or an F sharp on the piano, it has a pentatonic scale in it. So if you just go up and down the black keys, you're going up and down a pentatonic scale. Now, why do we love pentatonic scales as musicians? Because the 5 notes sound gorgeous together. None of the 5 notes will sound wrong or bad. It takes away notes that have tension that, if we had notes like this, those are 2 notes that can be on a scale together, but that's not necessarily beautiful, right? The idea of a pentatonic scale, it keeps 5 notes that sound gorgeous together. So this is why we see pentatonic a lot throughout history, throughout different cultures and regions around the world, throughout music history. They sound pleasing to the ear. This is why a lot of times in, say, for example, like elementary schools, where you give children little mallet instruments to play and they play them together, a lot of those mallet instruments, what they have done is take off the notes that are not part of the pentatonic scale, and they created a mallet instrument that has pentatonic scales, kind of like the 5 notes of a piano. So whatever you do, you're going to sound beautiful. No matter what you do, you're going to sound great. So how can we learn to have creativity and freedom and confidence on the piano, especially improvising stuff on the piano using this formula? So here we go. First, let's look at it from a beginner perspective. Beginner perspective would mean you don't need to know any of that theory. Everything I just said, you can forget it. You just need to know black keys sound great. That's it. If you just play black keys and stay away from the white keys, you're going to sound wonderful. So that can mean just 1 note at a time. If you want to come up with melodies, you can do multiple notes at a time. And don't overthink it. Just hit a bunch of black keys together and it's going to sound beautiful. I'm not thinking at all right now about what notes I'm hitting. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful, right? So you can sit at your piano as a beginner, even if you have not learned any notes yet on the piano and you don't know how to read sheet music and you know nothing about chords, you can sound beautiful just playing softly. Hold the pedal down to give it that beautiful resonance. Just play softly and just move your hands up and down the black keys. It's like a beautiful chef's kiss. So even if you're a beginner, you can sit at your piano today and feel like you're making beautiful music. Play it softly, hold the pedal, really enjoy just the sound. And it can be as many notes together as you want. It can be just a couple. But just journey through the black keys and feel like you're creating beautiful music, because you will be. You will be creating beautiful music because you are using notes from a beautiful scale. And it's easy to figure out the guardrails on a piano because it's just the black keys. Okay? Now, level 2, an intermediate way of thinking about this. An intermediate way would be, like beginner, you're not really thinking so much about the theory or the notes, you're just playing black keys. But now you want to try to do it in a bit more complex way. So what if you try to come up with melodies and chords at the same time? Often what we do with music, right? So how could you try to play a bit more intricate stuff? So instead of just randomly hitting notes and they're just all together, what if you could try to come up with melodies in your right hand? Like whatever you want, random notes, random rhythm, just a nice melody. And then while you're doing that, can you play chords in the left hand? Meaning multiple notes together, multiple black keys together at the same time. Again, you don't have to overthink it, but if you play and they're all black keys, it's gonna sound fine. So how could you try to feel like you're playing a song? Meaning you've got melody and you have chords. You can jam on that all day long. Just figure out how to come up with melodies in the right hand, because a melody helps you it helps you listen to rhythm and notes at the same time. So come up with one note melodies, come up with rhythm, and then in your left hand, figure out how to play multiple notes together, and it'll feel like you are playing a song. So it's a bit more organized than the beginner level, okay? Now, the advanced level. So if you are not at an advanced level of piano, that's totally fine. Still finish watching the video, all right? Still hang out with me for the next few minutes and hearing me discuss some of the more advanced theory of it might motivate you to want to learn about it, but don't feel bad if what we're about to discuss for this advanced section is, over your head. You're not dumb, you just haven't learned it yet. So if you are more of an advanced person, you want to geek out with me here for a few minutes about theory, here's what's happening. And here are some things for you to think about as a more advanced person wanting to dive into theory on the piano. First off, what key signature are we playing in? So we're really actually playing in two different ones. If you've learned your scales, if you're more of an advanced piano player, you probably have before. If I start here and I'm building my pentatonic scale on these notes, I have two different major scales that start on this note, on this black key. It's either F sharp major or G flat major. F sharp major is the scale and the key signature that has 6 sharps. G flat major is the scale and the key signature that has 6 flats. So either way, if you're a sharps person or a flats person, you just choose one. It's the same notes. It's just you want to view it as sharps or flats. So that means if we're viewing this as F sharp, then the notes we're working with are F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, C sharp, D sharp. And that just repeats up and down the piano. If you're viewing it as G flat major, then it's G flat, A flat, B flat, D flat, E flat, and then up and down the piano. Now, one of the things you can figure out is starting to figure out, well, how can I play chords? What chords am I actually doing? And how can I view them as I'm playing them? Like I know what chords I'm playing and what I'm doing with them. So we go through what chords in those key signatures are based on the black keys. Because those two key signatures, whether it's G flat or F sharp, still have a couple of white keys in them. So it's not just every chord works, but the majority of them. So if it's G flat, you can have G flat major, you can have E flat minor, you can have a D flat, but instead of it being D flat, it's going to be a sus, a D flat suspension. You're going to have that middle note, but it goes up one. You can also have inversions. So I can have G flat, but like B flat's on the bottom. I can do insinuated chords, meaning A flat minor, the 2 minor chord, that has a white key in it. So I can't do the full chord, but could I insinuate it? What if I played just 2 out of the 3 notes of it? Can I insinuate it? B flat minor, the minor 3 chord, that has a white key, but 2 out of the 3 notes are black. So could I insinuate that chord? I just don't have the F. You can play around with a bunch of the chords and figure out, what am I playing? What full chords can I play? What inversions can I play? What chords could I insinuate? Because 2 out of the 3 notes are black keys. How could I add interesting notes, right? If you've seen some of my videos, you know I love to add notes to chords. So I love to do, for example, an added 2 note, which means I can have that if I have G flat major. An added 2 is an A flat, which is also a black key. So I can also add some of my favorite notes that I like to add. So it's figuring out, yes, you're still playing black keys like we did with beginner and intermediate, but your brain is processing it differently. You are very aware of what you're doing. So if I'm wanting to play this as an advanced level, I'm not just making up stuff. I'm viewing it as, this is G flat major, and I've got to add it 2. And then I'm gonna do that as an inversion. Oh, B flat's on the bottom. Or I'm gonna insinuate the B flat minor chord. I don't have the F. Or I'm gonna insinuate the A flat minor chord, but I don't have the C flat. I'm gonna have that 5 note, that D flat, my 5th, my dominant, but it's gonna be a sus. It's figuring out what you're playing. So then when you're making stuff up and improvising, you can feel advanced in terms of how you are processing it, how you're thinking about what you are playing, whether you do it as G flat or F sharp. So 3 different ways to sit at the piano for the same result, but 3 different ways to look at it. Okay, beginner, intermediate, advanced. So let me know in the comments, first off, what category do you see yourself as? I work with students all the time with all 3 levels, so it's completely fine if you are brand new beginner, intermediate, you've been doing this for a little bit, or you consider yourself advanced. Love it. I respect all of you. All right, so let me know in the comments how you did here. If you need help with chords, if you want some more help with chords and key signatures, all that fun stuff, I've created a free 30-page PDF document, totally free. It's called the Intro Guide to Piano, Ultimate Intro Guide to Piano, and the link to download it is in the video description below. So that can really help you whatever level you're at. So check that out. Also, there's a link in the video description below if you're interested in doing one-on-one virtual lesson with me. Every week I do several lessons with my YouTube audience members. So click on that link to see more information about doing virtual one-on-one lessons with me. Do all the fun YouTube stuff, please. Click like, subscribe, all that really matters. And let's keep the piano party going. Click on the video showing up now on your screen where I show you even more fun stuff to do with the piano. Okay, I'll see you over there. And until next time, my friends, keep making music.